Hey, Hardin County, I wanted to give a March 4th commissioner meeting summary. I didn't get it done. This is Saturday, and this was the meeting on Tuesday, so I'm kind of backtracking here, but just wanted to get it on record so you know what happened, because it's the health department, and I'm just the next meeting or the next video I do is on the health department, and you're going to want to watch that one. So we're trying to keep the video, keep you updated on what is happening with our health department. But first, Taylor Creek Township and Jackson Township. This is the hearing. So they had come in, filed their over 50 megawatts restrictions. The commissioners, they have to post it in the libraries. They have to get a map. They have to post it in the libraries, post a hearing date, let it, you have to have it posted for 30 days. Once the 30 days expires, then they have this hearing that they had today. It's over in the Veterans Hall. They will read the resolution, and so far they just signed the resolution. There are a few people who come from representing the townships, but so far it's been pretty routine that they are not opposed to those restrictions. And then they will have 30 days for somebody to make a referendum. To do a referendum, you have to get like 800 signatures from all over Hardin County. It's the whole spot of Hardin County, 800 signatures. Then you can get a referendum. It will go on the ballot for a countywide vote. So we haven't seen that. It would be, I feel like it'd be pretty difficult within a 30-day time period to get 800 votes. But if somebody really wants to pursue it, that option is there. So then after 30 days from the hearing, then it goes into effect, and then we'll restrict any future over 50 megawatt solar. This does not include things that are grandfathered in. So if it was grandfathered in with the PMJ or the OSPB, that would still go through. So that's why we still have Solar Ridge on the docket. But it does send a message that our community is not happy to have it. So that happened in the morning. Pretty short, pretty clear. And then the Kenton Hardin Health Department came in at 9:40. So Dion came in. Like I said, I'm going to create a bigger video to explain all what's going on. But their expenses are down because they're looking for, cost cutting. They're still pursuing a DON and getting ready for the DAC meeting, which is the district advisory meeting coming up this Wednesday, the 12th, I believe. So she's working. They have hired a commissioner from Wyandotte County. Jim is his name, and he's been working with Dion. He's contracted for the next 2 months. It says 10 hours a week, but I'm sure it's kind of more than that, but they're paying by the hour. So they're contracting with him, helping see where they can do some cost cutting, do 5-year plans. He's kind of been through this, so they're helping kind of guide and direct our health department where we can, because when they go to the DAC, they're going to ask the townships and the municipalities for an increase in funds. They haven't done that for like 5 years. Anyways, they are moving the CMH program fund. So if you have a DON who's doing CMH work, it's been going into a special fund, and they said that's not necessary, and that they can just move that to the general fund so it can be used in other instances. And that's where like a DON can go out and kind of make extra income, and then that funnels back to the health department as a source of income. So the tuberculosis cases that we had 2. The one is all closed out. The other one is still pending. And so we have to have a nurse from Logan County come and monitor those TB cases. They are looking for, so this was interesting. I don't know if you guys are following along. Back when Kirby came, this was almost a year ago that he came, they have these TB cases. He's looking at the finances and saying, oh gosh, we are in worse shape than we expected. And these TB cases are causing a huge disruption. They have an MOU from the commissioners that said they will pay above and beyond, the responsibility that's above and beyond for the health department. The commissioners will help cover that cost, because tuberculosis is a big threat to our community. So as a commissioner, that you're like, hey, we're going to be here to help protect our community, and we don't want our health department to suffer for that. So Kirby came in, explained the situation. I think he did it twice. The second time he came back, he said, okay, look, here's the MOU, right? And here are the ORC. He had 2 laws from the ORC that were connected to it saying, we have to pay these fees, we have to cover these costs for tuberculosis per the ORC, and you guys said you would help cover it, and the commissioners just pretty much flat out said no. He was asking for $12,000. They were like, no, we're not paying it. It's not our deal, which was pretty disheartening to watch that interaction, right? So pretty much that's when Kirby said, hey, the health department, this is my words for him, the health department is in pretty bad shape. The commissioners aren't even willing to support it with $12,000. This is not a good sign. So he ended up going back to physical therapy and getting another job. That's what his career was in. And so come to find out, Dion says, hey, the state of Ohio, or the CDC, is saying, you know what, we have a lot of tuberculosis cases. It's hurting a lot of health departments. And so they have a grant out there to help pay for this. And she said it was like $2,000 to $4,000 per case, which we had 2 cases out there. And they can apply for this grant. But the deal is that the grant goes to the commissioners, right? Because essentially they're the ones who are, I guess the health department receives grants. Why they couldn't get this grant? So I don't know if it's because they are saying, the CDC is saying it's the responsibility of the county to cover these costs for the TB cases, per these MOUs. So we're going to give the money to the counties, and then the counties are responsible for getting it to whoever paid the cost. So it's really ironic, because our county's like, we're not covering that cost, it's not our deal. And then the CDC says, oh, hey, this is your responsibility, but we're going to give you money in return. So they could have gotten, a big chunk of that $12,000 already covered with the grant money. So I just feel like, had they been generous in the beginning, it would have all worked out in the end, right? So, and we would have been, we were protected from the TB spread because our health department did do what was necessary, and they stepped up and did their job. So just thought that was a little bit ironic. So they are working, something else that Jim is helping them is to work through the mandated costs and, seeing like what is mandated, what's not mandated. It's unfunded, so they have things that the health department has to do that doesn't actually generate income that helps support the health department. So he's kind of helping those things. They're doing their due diligence to work this out. So here's the other thing from the commissioners is, in the beginning when Hardin Hills closed, they have these car seat programs. They're basically given these car seats, and they have a ton of them from a Buckle Up, Ohio Buckle program. So they drop these car seats off. They have them. There's nowhere to store them because the health department's so small. They got such a small facility. So they had them stored over at Hardin Hills. Well, it was fine that they stored their stuff out there. And the commissioner said, when we're ready, we'll tell you that you need to move your stuff. So right at this time when, the health department and Dion is working with Jim to try to figure out how to present all this information to the DAC board, which is on Wednesday, the commissioners are like, hey, we need you to move all your stuff right now. Right? So now they took last Friday and this next Friday that they're going to have all this stuff, because Hardin Hills has got to be cleared out in 2 weeks, right? So we have this arbitrary deadline of 2 weeks that everything's got to be cleared out. I don't know where it came from. We tried to ask what the reason of the deadline was. We didn't get one. And, so in the midst of all these things that are trying to be taken care of, she's making these packets for the DAC and hoping to get those done, that they have to stop everything and go move these car seats out of the Hardin Hills. Because, you know, okay, Jerry is out at Hardin Hills making his regular salary. So is he going to help move the car seats? We have courthouse maintenance staff that could help move these car seats. Are they helping? Or is it this solely on the health department to move these things? I don't know. I would like to see all hands on deck, and, even to the point where you go, hey, you tell us where you want your car seats. We'll get them there, right? We'll move them for you. You handle your thing. This is a time crunch. I mean, that's just what I would say. But anyway, so they are definitely juggling a lot of things over there at the health department at the moment. And I definitely give a shout out to Dion because she is working very hard. I've talked to her several times. And so very, very nice. So anyways, that's pretty much the end for our March 4th meeting. I will make a note that in my agenda that Tori wrote at the top of it that we will no longer be making copies. Please use your digital version or bring your own copy. So I signed up for emails so that I can get the agendas, which anybody can do. You can get your agendas ahead of time. I mean, they don't always get them out. Most of the time they're the day before. Sometimes it's later in the afternoon, so that we know kind of what's coming up when we get to the courthouse on those meeting days. And so I signed up for those emails. I'm not allowed to get one piece of paper at the commissioner's office, right out. Now, if I didn't get the emails, would I be able to get a copy of the agenda? I don't know, but saving one tree at a time here. So, all right, Hardin County, we will see you later.